Hi Capricorn, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading. Hope everybody's well. I do want to take a quick second, Capricorn, to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Capricorn out there. So guys, take what resonates for you, leave the rest for someone else. Remember, the energies may reverse. So if it's resonating, Capricorn, you get in where you fit in, but don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Capricorn? All right, Capricorn, you're starting out with the Page of Swords. You have the Ace of Pentacles. And you have the Devil. You are stepping into your power here, Capricorn. I do feel like you are looking for ways to create stability in your life. There's something to do with a brand new beginning or perhaps a large sum of money. Be careful that you're, not getting that through some sort of toxic method or means, though. I do feel like you're being very tempted about something and you're looking at it. I don't know if it's another person or if it's something to do with money and finances. So you're kind of doing your due diligence. You're kind of checking it out. You're looking into it. But whatever this is, it's very tempting for you. Let me see who's in your energy. Show me who is in Capricorn's energy. All right, so the person in your energy has a Six of Wands. This person could be in the public eye in some way. We have the Chariot in reverse, Cancerian energy. And coming out together is the Two of Swords reverse along with the Strength card, Leo energy. I do feel like this person is being recognized for something. This is somebody who would be considered to be very successful in whatever field that they're in. They could be a performer or they could be just somebody that's in the public eye. People do generally like this person though, and there is some sort of a following here. I do feel like this person has made a decision to overcome their fears, to overcome something that was holding them back, something that was keeping them in some very stuck energy, and they're going to be very successful with this. I do feel like they went back and forth for quite some time trying to make this decision. They were very indecisive, and then they just said, I've got to make this decision. So they found the courage to do so, and now they're overcoming whatever it is that was holding them back. Let me see the energy between Capricorn and this person. Four of Swords. There's silence between the two of you. Yeah, there's been a moment of silence. You could be doing some low-key spying on this person. I feel like you would like to talk to this person. Show me what's affecting this connection. The Hermit. Wow, so there's definitely been a lack of communication here. I feel like you're both trying to figure out what is the next best course of action. You kind of want to have a new beginning with this person, but the person that's in your energy, they could live at a distance from you, and that could be part of the problem. But I feel like you both are thinking about each other. You're both doing some soul searching. You're trying to figure something out here, but there's no communication. In fact, there could have even been ghosting energy. Let me see. Show me the outcome. The Nine of Cups. So in this deck, the Nine of Cups is basically you sitting back, feeling really content, thinking about, the way things could be with this person and not really doing much about it. There's just a sense of you kind of, just sitting back, chilling. The person that's in your energy, I feel like they're overcoming something here. They're overcoming something. They've been working on something that might have been a fear of theirs, but you're tempted. You're tempted. You're sitting back here, Capricorn, and you're like thinking about what would it be like to be with this person. So bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands in the reverse. This is underlying energy. It is a very sexual energy, but it does look like the energy of maybe a one-night stand, maybe coming together, trying to get a new beginning off the ground, but it failed. So I do see that there's been an ending. I see there's a lack of communication. So let's clarify, Capricorn. Spirit, why is the Page of Swords here for Capricorn? The World and the Six of Swords in the reverse. So yeah, you're doing some low-key spying. You're checking up on this person, maybe through social media or something of that nature. There is a cycle that has closed out here. I do feel like that is the cycle, that you had with this person. You want to begin a new cycle, but you're not moving forward. There's this stuck energy. There's a chaotic energy that's surrounding whatever took place that caused the two of you to lose communication. So you're not really moving forward. There's stuck energy, even though you want to close that stuck energy out and start a new cycle with this Ace of Pentacles. Let me see why the Ace of Pentacles is here. You might be dealing with a Virgo. Cancer energy is here. Leo energy. Show me this Ace of Pentacles. Man, I can feel that stuck energy too, Capricorn. It's almost like my hands are moving through water. Like, you know how you take your hands and you wave them in a pool and it gives that resistance. All right, so we have the Five of Pentacles reverse. And we have the Six of Pentacles. So, Capricorn, you'd like to reunite with this person. You may have felt like this person ghosted you. They left you out in the cold. You felt rejected and abandoned. But you would like to now even this out. Yeah, you'd like to bring balance to this situation. You'd like to bring it back together. Be very careful that you're not being overly generous with your money this week too. Because I do feel like there's a lot of people that have their hands out, and you either have or you're going to receive some money this week. But it looks like you have to be careful so that that money doesn't flow through your hands as quickly as you get it. Let me see the Devil. Show me the Devil. Show me the Devil for Capricorn. You're trying to figure out how to balance this out. How to, bring this back together. How to, bring in communication. And possibly still save face in the process. All right, we have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Strength card. All right, we have the Hermit in reverse. Here it's in the upright. And we have the Two of Cups. Yeah, so you're so tempted to contact this person. You've been doing a lot of thinking, a lot of soul searching on how to figure this out, what to do. You would like to bring this into a solid foundation. You'd like to bring it into balance. And you feel very strongly tempted to contact this person, to reach out to them. The answers that you've been searching for, you are finding. And it seems like those answers are saying, just do it. Just reach out. What have you got to lose? Just reach out. So let's look at their energy. This could be a soulmate for you as well. Let me see their energy. Why is the Six of Wands here? Show me the Six of Wands for the person in Capricorn's energy. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands reversed. We have the Nine of Cups. There's again that Four of Swords along with the Sun. So, this person may have blocked you. They may have blocked you, or at the worst, they've blocked you, but it could just be that they're blocking communication here as well. But the truth of it is that this person finds you to be wish fulfillment, and there was happiness here. They felt like at some point that this could have been successful. So I don't know what happened here, Capricorn, but something happened that just stopped all communication cold. It really stopped it cold. This person right now is, it's somebody who is very successful, and they are in the public eye. They definitely, it's like a light is shining on them, and they like it. They like that. So Show me the Chariot reversed. All right, we have the Four of Wands and we have the Four of Cups. So I will say that stability is very important for this person. So with the Chariot in reverse, they're feeling very stuck. Now they could be in another connection. Four of Wands, they could be, you know, they could be in another connection, but they feel stuck in that connection. It would be a connection where they're feeling very disrespected. What they want and what they're receiving are two different things, and they're trying to figure this out. They want to be able to have a committed connection, possibly a marriage, but what they're receiving is falling short of that. Yeah. Part of the reason is because they are very focused on the past. So this is another reason you're not hearing from them. This person is so focused on the past that they are unable to even think about the feelings and emotions in this connection right now. Whereas you're thinking about it. This person, I get the feeling that this person stays extremely busy. Yeah, there's something here that could even be a celebration of some sort. This person is unable to move forward because of some kind of stability here. Something that is very stable. And as a result, they can't see the love that's here. So they're like, okay, well, that was fun, but, you know, I learned my lesson there. Let's look at the bottom energy. Show me the bottom energy for the person in Capricorn's energy. All right, we have the King of Pentacles. That's you, Capricorn. We have the Moon in reverse, and we have, again, the Chariot in reverse. So, again, I'm seeing that this person could live at a distance from you, Capricorn, and that is presenting a challenge here. Now, with the Moon in reverse, something here is being revealed to this person, and it has to do with the King of Pentacles. It has to do either with a commitment that they're currently in or possibly having to do with you. But they're making a decision here based upon this information that comes out. And that decision is addressing some fear that they have about not moving forward, about, you know, about the distance that's here. There's some epiphany that this person is receiving. And I feel like it's about you or possibly about distance. Or maybe even about what has been preventing them from moving forward. They're receiving some kind of epiphany. Let's look at the energy between Capricorn and this person. Now, you could be dealing with another Capricorn or a Taurus or a Virgo is very strong. I think I said Cancerian energy already. Why is the Four of Swords here between Capricorn and this person? The Death card in reverse. And the Knight of Pentacles. All right, so even though the two of you are not talking currently, you don't feel like things are over. There's been an ending, but you haven't moved on. You want to close out this cycle of non-communication and, you know, start talking again. You're still emotionally attached to this person. You would like to bring this back around and have a new beginning. They are slowly moving towards the same goal. It looks like they're slowly moving towards you as well. Let me see the Hermit. The Empress reversed and the Seven of Wands. So what's affecting the connection? You're really defensive. I can see that. But I also feel like you're willing to fight for this connection. You're willing to fight to bring balance to the connection. With the Empress here, this person has pulled back. They feel like the situation is not going to grow. They feel like this is just a missed opportunity. And again, I'm getting distance for some of you. But they're not willing to move it forward. They're not nurturing the connection. They've been trying to think about, well, what would happen in this connection? How is this going to work out? And they're basically saying, well, I'm not going to give to this connection because it's just not going to grow. And I feel like you're defending your position with regard to that. The other thing I see for you, Capricorn, is that you may have to be defending your position with regard to reuniting with this person. You could be receiving some sort of blowback about that decision. And that might be a little bit unexpected for you as well. Let me see your outcome. Show me the outcome. So I still see that there's a lack of communication that's taking place. It's almost like everything here is moving in the undercurrents, but nothing is happening. Like neither of you are talking or approaching the other yet. Let me see the outcome, please. Now I do see in the final energies that you are going to approach this person because you just feel such a strong temptation. So I do see you reaching out, but I'm not sure it's going to be this week. Let me see. All right, so we have the Page of Cups. We have the Five of Swords. And we have the Devil in reverse. Interesting. All right, so I see that you are going to likely reach out to this person. It might bring conflict. Just be aware of that. And the thing is that I feel like you're reaching out in a really sweet way. It's very tender. It's something that's very sweet. However, this person that's in your energy, I feel like they're going to take it wrong in some manner. Yeah, because we see the Devil in reverse. They're saying basically, well, you're toxic and I don't want to deal with your toxicity. And so they may come back at you pretty hard. Just know, Capricorn, that they actually see you as the Nine of Cups. It's in their energy twice. They actually do want to be with you. They see you as wish fulfillment, but they are also saying, yeah, but because of this toxic energy that you have, Capricorn, it's not going to move forward. Or like I said, it could be a distance between the two of you that they're citing. So what they're doing is they're basically saying, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. But it's not, the conflict is not because you're being rude or being toxic. I don't think you are. I think that you're just highly tempted towards this person. And whatever it is that you do say, I feel like they're going to take it very wrong. They're going to take it very wrong. But underlying it all, they actually see you as wish fulfillment. So I don't know what will happen from there on out. Bottom of the deck is the Tower in reverse. So that's underlying energy, Capricorn, and that tells me that you're likely trying to avoid a Tower moment, or you already had one. It could be that there was a Tower moment that led to all this non-communication, an ending that happened here. Regardless, I do feel if that's the case, you want to rebuild things and you want to put it on a stable foundation instead of, either a sexual beginning, a one-night stand, or some other unstable, connection here. But regardless, I feel like even though it's not being said, you both see each other as wish fulfillment. And Capricorn, you are very tempted towards this person, and they think about you a lot as well. So let me pull an oracle card for Taurus, or for Capricorn. All right, Capricorn, your card is wild. Interesting. Let's read that. There is a wild, untamed spirit inside of you, desperate to be unleashed. Free it and claim the gifts of energy, power, passion, and creativity it offers you. Through suppressing your wild, succulent, outrageous, and untamed self, you dull your senses and crush your creativity. You shrink, lose your energy, and become depressed. Your relationships suffer and your rage grows. You become ashamed, hostile, cold, boring, over-serious, and scared. You stop taking chances and live in mediocrity, constantly trying to protect yourself. The truth is that no one can judge you, punish you, or hurt you as much as you can. Give in to your wildness and stop living a sham. This part of you is sensual, provocative, truthful, courageous, bold, passionate, and alive. Set it free. Whew. Talk about temptation. All right, well, your guidance here is to set it free. So you know what? Words can't harm you. Even if this person takes what you say wrong, Capricorn, if you have all these strong, temptation towards this person, you know what? Approach them. Approach them. What's the worst that can happen? They say, no, we're not doing this. They get a little hostile. Approach them again. People are always holding themselves back, but why? Why? And your guidance is to set it free. So, you do what you think is best, but if it were me, I'd be like, hey, what's up? All right, I hope that this has been helpful for you, Capricorn. If you've resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you get the opportunity. And until I see you in your next reading, Capricorn, know that you are loved. And namaste.